collapse.
Good morning. What's up, my people, my people? It is so good to be here. It's good to be alive. It's good to be prosperous. It's good to be energetic. This is the Road to a Million show. I'm Daron C. Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate, your real estate mentor, and I am right here inside of the Rollout Show. This is the Road to a Million show, and we're broadcasting on roadtoamillionshow.com, but I am inside of the Rollout Show studios. My man Speedy put me on. He hosts the rolloutshow.com. It is amazingly funny. It's the It's actually the funniest show I've heard in a long time. And this man has put me on and said, Daron, why don't you come on to this station and drop a little financial wisdom on my people? Why don't you teach us a little bit about that real estate game and that finance game and that mortgage game? And I said, you know what? I'm on. Let's do it. Thanks, Speedy. So, once again, I'm Daron C. Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate, your real estate mentor. We're here to help you with your brain, your body, and your bank account. How about that? How about that for growth? Which part of your life are you neglecting? Are you handling your bank account but leaving your body out of the equation? Are you improving your brain every day? Are you growing mentally? Are you growing, from a mindset standpoint every day? That's what I'm here to help you with. If I can drop a little bit of wisdom on you on a regular basis, maybe you'll grow a little bit from it. Maybe you get a little bit better. Maybe you get a little bit more prosperous. Maybe you get a little bit more fit. What if we did all that? What if we got complete in our lives? What if we improved our brain, our body, and our bank account on a daily basis? Boy, wouldn't that be exciting? What if you shot for that? What if you shot for let me do a little bit of something every day to improve my brain, my body, and my bank account? You might say, Daron, thanks a lot for that little bit of wisdom you dropped on me today. We are live today, starting next week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to be 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. You're going to get 2 whole hours of Daron C. Campbell. That's a whole lot of Daron, ladies and gentlemen, but 2 hours. So my goal is, just so you know what the goal of the Road to a Million show is, it is to bring people on that are experts, bring people on that are knowledgeable, bring people on that can teach us something financially, that can teach us something mentally, that can teach us something that helps us all grow. And so if I can do that, if I can help you with that, then I feel like that's my mission. I feel like that's my job. So who am I and why am I qualified to even discuss these things? Well, I am a UCLA graduate. Well, let's just start off. Let's go to the beginning. I'm just a poor black child from Chicago, south side of Chicago. And that's where I was born and raised. And then I moved to California and went to the famous, the spectacular Dorsey High School, graduated from there. Then I went on to UCLA, fortunately on a Jackie Robinson scholarship, and graduated with a degree in economics. And shortly after graduating from UCLA, I decided that I discovered that real estate was the single greatest accumulator of wealth in the history of planet Earth. What? Yes. Real estate has grown more wealth for more people than any other asset class in the history of the world. So I said, you know what? That's the arena I should be in. So I jumped into the real estate business. I got my real estate license. And after 27 years in the business and $4 billion in closed transactions, Speedy said I'm qualified to drop a little science on you guys and share a little bit of my knowledge. And that's what I'm here to do. So the other thing, though, is I'm here to learn, too, because, I learn something new every day from people in all walks of life. A homeless dude taught me something the other day, but that's beside the point. You can learn something everywhere you go if you keep an open mind, if you stay off of your ego and open up and say, hey, you know what? There's something out there to learn today. Let me go find it. Hopefully, this show will be that for you. Maybe you'll learn a little something today. Maybe you'll learn a little something every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you know what? If you like what you hear and you think this might be good for somebody hey, like the show. Hit like us. Apparently you can watch this show on a number of different platforms. We need all the likes we can get because, in order to get Speedy to give me this show, I said, Speedy, I'm going to get you 1 million likes. He started chuckling. He's like, good luck, kid. Go for it. So I need 1 million likes, you guys. Can you help me out? Share it with somebody. Like it extra few times because I need the help. I made Speedy a big old promise, so I need 1 million listeners. Can you guys help me out? Like the show, particularly if you learn something you think is valuable. So again, welcome to the Road to a Million show inside of the Rollout Show studios. If you want to talk to Daron C. Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate, you can call us at 747-888-3082. That's 747-888-3082. You can call. You can ask questions. You can object to what I'm saying. You can talk a little trash if you want to. Nah, not too much trash talking. We feel like we got 10,000 great listeners who love us, and we got one detractor so far. So we're not worried about the one hater. We love the 10,000 folks. Hey, and the hater can call too. If you don't agree with what I'm talking about, you can say it. I can handle it. Trust me. I'm a salesman. I've been in the rejection game for 27 years. So I ain't scared. Let's go. Bring it. Bring it. So our plan is to teach you a little bit about what's going on in the world of real estate, the world of finance, the world of growth, the world of equity. What do you know about that? Well, let's talk about it a little bit. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a little news first. Today, the interest rate for a 30-year fixed mortgage, and we can talk about what that is in a minute, but a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is at 3.64%. Now, what does that really mean to you and me? Daron, why do I care about what the mortgage rate is? Well, I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the mortgage rate is the rate at which you will borrow money to purchase real estate. So if mortgages are 3.64%, I'll just give you a little bit of perspective. I don't, a lot of you weren't alive back in the 70s, but there was a point at which mortgage interest rates were 18%. Your parents might know about that. Some of you listeners might know about that. You might remember that. And those of you that weren't born, call your mom and dad up and say, Mom, what was the interest rate in the 70s? 18%, people. Now, scale that back and let's look at what we're at today. 3.6%, meaning the bank is only charging you 3.6% on their money to finance up to 100% of your purchase. Did you say 100%, Daron? Absolutely. You can purchase a home. People don't believe this when I tell them. You could actually purchase real estate with zero down. What are you talking about? That doesn't exist. That's just Fantasy Island. That's just like for late night TV infomercials. Nope, I'm not joking. You can actually buy real estate with nothing down. Now, you have to bring something to the table, people. So somebody called me up one time and they said, hey, can I buy a house with zero down? I got terrible credit and I got no money. Well, let's see. That's a long shot deal right there. You need to bring something to the table. Odds are you need to have decent credit if you don't have a big down payment, or if you got a bigger down payment, they'll compromise a little bit on your credit score, or, the amount of cash you could put down moves that scale. So at the end of the day, you got to bring something to the table. But a lot of people don't understand that if you're gainfully employed, you make decent money and you got decent credit, you could actually borrow money and put zero down. It's pretty amazing. So the thing is, somebody's phone is ringing. Oh, that's my other phone. Marlon, shut that phone off. You guys, I am here in the studio. I got my people here. Marlon, who's the right-hand man. I don't know if you guys know Marlon, but Marlon makes the machine go. And so everywhere I go, Marlon's not that far behind. If I stop my car too fast, Marlon rear ends me. So the fact is, Marlon is always nearby. So if you need something logistically, if you want to, ask us questions and find out, what's going on in the world of real estate and finance and all that, you could always email me at, what is it, Marlon? It's askdc@DaronCampbell.com. You can ask me questions about mortgages, about insurance, about rates, about things like that. We're here to help. See, our goal is to help you sell your house, buy a house, invest in 10 houses, refinance your house. We're here to help you for all things real estate. So if that's something you're interested in or something you need, then we're here to help. That's the idea. So you can ask us any question you like about real estate, about finance, about whatever. The email address is askdc, as in me, Daron Campbell, askdc@DaronCampbell.com. And Daron Campbell, Daron is spelled Daron. I know. My mom was trying to be creative that day. It's Daron Campbell, DaronCampbell.com. But now, again, this is the Road to a Million show. We are inside of Rollout Show Studios. This is my man Speed. He said, Daron, just do a show and teach my people. Teach my people how to get mortgages. Teach my people how to buy real estate. Teach them how to invest. Teach them how to proliferate. That's one of our favorite words around here. Teach them how to grow. Teach them how to become financially stable. And a lot of times people don't realize that they have the ability to own real estate when they didn't realize they could. Sometimes you could actually own your own home for less than that rent you're paying. Did you know that? Yep, it actually exists. Interest rates are so low, ladies and gentlemen, and rents have gone so high, especially in big cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, places like that. Rents have gotten so high, and at the same time that interest rates are so low, many times you can own a home for less per month than you're renting for. Would you believe that? Now, if I told you could put zero down on a house, and I also told you that you could pay a mortgage that's less than the rent you pay, you might have trouble explaining to me why you're still renting. Ever think about that? Do you know that for many people, real estate will be the greatest savings vehicle that they've ever had? Now, if you want to get to advanced real estate, I believe in owning income-producing property. I believe every one of us should own some income-producing property. I believe all of us should have a retirement plan that really includes owning real estate that other people pay rent to cover for you. So I want you to grow your wealth. I want you to grow your prosperity. I want you to grow and grow to the point where you own income-producing property. I don't want you to just own your own home. I want you to own several homes. I want you to own apartment buildings. I want you to own places where people have to rent. You see, big cities are growing, you guys. They're not shrinking. They're growing. More people are moving into the cities where commutes are shorter, where they can live closer to their places of employment because traffic is out of control. It took me an hour to come 11 miles this morning. That's why I came running up to this show, screeching up here in my car and running up the stairs. Everybody's waiting on me. They're like, dude, you got to be on the show in like 18 seconds. You know why it took me an hour to get a few miles down the freeway? Traffic is getting worse. What does that mean? That means people are moving back into the cities so that they can be closer to their jobs so that they don't have to commute as far. So who do you want to be? Landlord. Because the cities are getting more crowded, not less. So the best thing you could do is own real estate where the people are going to be. Now, in the big cities, the supply is outpaced by the demand. What does that mean? That means rents go up. If there's more people than there is housing, what does that do to rent? That's the quiz. Come on. Does it A, go up? Does it B, go down? Does it C, stay the same for 30 years? Answer that question. Rents go up, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is A. Rents go up as cities become more crowded because there's less housing, there's not enough housing, there's more demand for it, and the best place you could be is in ownership position. Are you preparing yourself for ownership? If not, you're at the right place because you are on the road to a million show with me, Daron C. Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate. You're a real estate mentor. I'm trying to teach you how to own something. Okay. If by the time we're done with this relationship, me and you should own some real estate. How about that? If I teach you a little bit about how to do that every week, maybe by this time next year, you'll own your first apartment building. Maybe you'll own your first home. Maybe you'll stop paying somebody else's mortgage and pay your own. What about that? How about that for growth? Look, if you got any questions or you got any comments or you just want to say, Daron, you crazy. What you're saying doesn't make any sense. You can call and talk to me. 747-888-3082. I'm going to give it to you again because the other day somebody said, is the number really 888-747? No, the number is 747, Angie, 888-3082. 747-888-3082. Holler at me. Come on. Talk to your boy. Call me. Let's talk about it. I just told you interest rates are 3.6% fixed. Do you understand that that's almost free money? That's almost free. That's almost free. That's cheap. And I think that, 10 years from now, 12 years from now, if interest rates are 8%, you'll go, man, remember when those rates were only 3.6%? I could have bought a house. I could have financed something. I could have bought an apartment building. I could have bought a duplex. lived in one, rented out the other. Somebody else pays the mortgage, and I live for free. Is there anything wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen? Think about it. Think about your kids. Think about the legacy you want to leave behind. Do you want to own something, or you want to keep paying somebody else's mortgage? Look, if you don't get your own mortgage, you're going to help me pay mine, because I believe in rental property. I'll rent to you. You want to help somebody pay their mortgage? You can help me pay mine. How about that? Listen, I want you to have some prosperity. So if you want to grow your portfolio, and then, look, I don't want to insult anybody. Maybe you already have a portfolio. Maybe you already own some income property. Maybe I can help you own some more. I'm a real estate broker. Listen, I'll help you own some more. But if you don't own any, let's get you in the game. There's a way. Trust me, there's a way. You got a question, you can hit us up in the chat box. My man Nick is in the booth, and he's ready to get me all your questions, all of your issues, anything you want to say to DC, talk to me about, hit me up. Let's do it. Nick's ready for you. If you want to call in, you can call 747-888-3082. If you agree with me and you've had a great experience in real estate and you've already grown your portfolio, hey, drop some knowledge on the people. Chime in, talk to us, and let's see if we can all grow together. See, this is a collaborative show. You see, I got a tribe that listens to me like on a morning basis. We've been doing it on Facebook and other platforms, and then my man Speedy said, DC, let's put you on the air. Let's put you on there. Let's teach the people some stuff. So look, I promised Speedy 1 million listeners. You guys got to tell all your friends, all your family that, hey, DC is dropping knowledge inside the Rollout Show on the road to $1millionshow.com. Come on, check us out. Check us out. Tell all your friends. This is real estate for the people. Now, if you don't know what I mean when I say for the people, then you ain't one of the people. But if you understand what I'm saying, then you are one of the people. This is real estate for the people. Look, my job is to pull the curtain back. I'm trying to pull the curtain back and show you what they haven't taught you. Show you what they don't teach you in school. I'm here to show you some of the secrets that the wealthy are using to proliferate. There's Speedy's favorite word again. Listen, I'm letting you peek behind the curtain and get an inside view of what the wealthy are doing to accumulate wealth while everybody else is sitting back watching. Listen, there's only 3 kinds of people in this world, ladies and gentlemen. There's only 3 kinds. There are people who make things happen. There are people who watch things happen. And there are people who wake up and say, what happened? And so which one are you? Which one are you? Are you going to be one of those people who makes things happen? Listen, if you take a little step every day, you will grow. And a year from now, you'll be able to look back and go, man, look how far I've come. But if you do nothing, if you just go home and you sit in front of your TV, my grandmother used to call it the idiot box. If you go home and just sit in front of your TV and do nothing from the time you get off work until the time to go back to work, you haven't grown, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm trying to help you grow. Let's take a little bitty step every day. And when you wake up, you'll be a mile down the road. And that's all we're trying to do. Let's take a little bit and grow a little bit every day. Interest rates are 3.6%. If that's not a wake-up call, you tell me what is. Listen, I want to help you. I want to help you buy a house. I want to help you sell your house. I want to help you invest in 10 houses. I want to help you refinance your house. I'm Daron T. Campbell. I'm the hardest working man in real estate. If anybody could do it, I could help you do it. So let's talk about some things. I'm into growth, and I'm into trying to help you become a better person. And if you become a better person, then you think a little clearer. You can move more intentionally. I believe in moving with intention. I want you to grow intentionally. I don't want you to grow by default. You see, so I want to put some things on your brain that might help you get a little better in life. And so this morning, me and my partner Kevin, we drove all the way back from San Diego this morning, like 4 a.m. That's why he's in the studio here snoozing. If you hear some snoring, that's Kevin, because we woke up at 4 a.m. and drove back from San Diego trying to work on a deal. But the point is, while I was driving, while Kevin was snoring, I wrote down some ideas. I had some principles for you, and I thought let me share those with the people, because this is real estate for the people, right, Marlon? I think so. So let's talk about this. I have lots of mentors, so I borrow ideas from mentors. I add some Daron Campbell twists to these ideas, but I wanted to share some thoughts with you, and feel free to chime in. Feel free to call. Feel free to talk a little trash. I'm at 747-888-3082. I'm Daron C. Campbell. I'm your real estate mentor, so here we go. I'm going to teach you some stuff. So my first principle is one that I think everybody ought to incorporate. The first principle is you should have purpose in life. I need you to decide, I'd like you to decide what your purpose is. It's almost like your mission statement. What are you here to do? What are you doing? Are you just drifting, or do you have a purpose? Now, purpose could be related to your goals, but your purpose is it's like, what's the meaning of why Daron Campbell is here? See, I feel like it's been my purpose to grow financially, grow mentally, and then teach it to other people. So I feel like that's one of my purposes. Also, one of my purposes is making sure my kids grow up and do the right thing and become great people themselves. But what is your purpose? Do you ever think about it? Or you just wake up and eat some bacon in the morning and go punch a time clock and then go watch TV the rest of the night? Think about what your purpose might be, and let's see if we can help you grow toward that purpose every day. So principle number one is decide on your purpose. What is it you want to do with yourself? You see, let me tell you how this works. If you have a purpose, that purpose acts like imagine a horse with a carriage, and that horse is your purpose. That purpose pulls you into the future. It pulls you through the future. You see, if you have a great purpose and you go, hey, I'm Daron Campbell, I'm supposed to teach 1 million people how to grow financially. If that's my purpose, if I have a bad day today, I won't give up on everything and be down in the dumps because my purpose still exists. You see, Speedy might say, Daron, you don't have a radio show anymore. You're fired. Get out of here. Or the bank might say, hey, Daron, your check bounced. Or some evil person might say, Daron, I don't like you. Those things could ruin my day if I don't have a purpose. If I don't know my purpose, the smallest little thing could screw you up, could knock you off track, could mess you up. Somebody's opinion might throw you off your game. But if you have a purpose, if you got a big why, if you got a reason that you exist, then nobody can knock you off your game. Nothing can happen to mess you up. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Life happens. I could say that another way, but I'm trying to keep this show, I'm going to keep the profanity down. But the fact is, stuff happens. It's going to happen. You're going to run into some bumps. You're going to run into some hurdles. You're going to run into some potholes. But if you have a purpose, those things are just hiccups. Those things are just blips on the screen in the big picture that is you, that is your life. What is your purpose? If you took 10 minutes tonight and just thought about it, got quiet with yourself, turn off the TV for a minute and think about, what is my purpose in life? What was I put here to do? What is my larger mission? Now, mine is one thing. Yours is probably something totally different. But you need to have it. You need to think about what it is. You need to think about what it is you'd really love to do that would give you so much fulfillment that it motivated you to wake up tomorrow and be energized. Think about it. I even have a bigger purpose. I told you guys I won the Jackie Robinson Scholarship way back when, and it paid for my UCLA education. You know what one of my bigger purposes is? Is to give 100 Jackie Robinson scholarships to a bunch of kids in the inner city whose parents might not be able to write that check and send them to college to get that great education. That's one of my bigger goals. So what are your purposes? What is your mission? That's number one. That's principle number one. All right. Man, oh man. I wrote down, how many did I write down? I got 10 principles. But what we're going to do before I jump into principles 2 through 10 is we're going to take a short break. We're going to collect our thoughts. I'm going to wake Kevin up because he's snoring in the corner. I'm going to check in with Marlon because Marlon tells me if I'm doing well or not. I'm going to see if Nick's cool in the booth there because you got to keep the man in the booth happy. Otherwise, he'll shut you down. So we're going to take a break. We're going to take about a 5-minute break. We'll come right back, and I'm going to get to principles 2 through 10. Hang in there. This is Daron C. Campbell. This is the Road to $1 Million show. I'm Daron Campbell. I'm your real estate mentor. I'm the hardest working man in real estate. I'm inside Rollout Show Studios. That's at rolloutshow.com. When you want to call us, the number is 888-3082. We'll be back in a flash. Right. Here we are. We're back. We're back. We're having a good old time here, as my mother would say. This is the Road to a Million show. This is the Road to a Million show. I'm Daron C. Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate, your real estate mentor. This is the Road to a Million show. We are in Rollout Show Studios. That's rolloutshow.com. That's where you find us. I am the new dude, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We're just trying to educate. We're trying to liberate. We're trying to help you proliferate. How do you feel about that? We're going to grow. We're going to grow together. I grow a little bit every day because I listen to people. I learn from people. I got mentors. You need a mentor. I am applying to be your real estate mentor. What do you think about that? Maybe I could teach you a thing or two. Maybe my 27 years and $4 billion in transactions could teach you a little bit. If I could teach you a little bit and help you grow and help you become a little bit more independent, then I've done my job. I feel good about it. I'm lucky enough to have been given this time, this space, this airtime by my man Speedy, whose show is Speedy and Friends on this station, rolloutshow.com. They're on from 11 till, what is it, Nick? 11 to 3 every day? I think.
Well, you know, this is a black show, so we like to say 11-ish to 3.
We use CP time. So 11-ish till 3-ish is the Speedy and Friends show. So check it out because they'll keep you laughing all morning and afternoon. So I've been fortunate enough to be given this time to drop a little financial wisdom on you guys, a little real estate wisdom. I've been in the real estate business for 27 years, so I've learned a thing or two the hard way. Trust me, I've got bumps, I got bruises, so maybe I could teach you a little something, using my experience. So maybe you don't have to go through all of the trials and tribulations and the ups and downs that I went through. Maybe we can make it a smooth road for you. How about that? That's why it's the road to a million, because we want to help you smooth out that road to your $1 million empire. We believe in real estate. We believe in ownership. And a lot of people don't believe in ownership anymore. And some people don't even get taught about ownership. I personally believe ownership is the key. It's the pathway. The real road to $1 million is called ownership, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to own your home. I want you to own some income producing property. I want you to own the business. I don't want you to punch the clock. I want you to own the damn thing. Why don't you just own the business? Why don't we show you how? Why don't we help you learn some more about ownership? If you said, Daron, sum up what this show is all about in one word, I'd say ownership. Come on. We've been taught to rent. We've been taught to borrow. We've been taught to punch the clock. I want to flip that. I want to teach you to own. Let's own it all. Come on. If we own something, then we control it. Why don't we get in control? Then nobody can wake up and fire you and disrupt your world. Nobody can get up and say, hey, you're evicted because you own the joint. Nobody can get up and say, hey, I'm going to raise your rent because you own the joint. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk ownership. What do you think about that? Can we talk about ownership? If you want to talk to me about ownership, you can call 747-888-3082, and you can tell me why ownership doesn't make any sense. See if you can win that debate. Let's go. I'm ready for you. Listen, I'm Daron C. Campbell. I'm the hardest working man in real estate. I'm your real estate mentor. You didn't know you had one, did you? Now you do. You got me, your real estate mentor. I want to help you buy a house. I want to help you sell your house. I want to help you invest in 10 houses. I want to help you refinance your house. Whatever it is you need to help you grow, all things real estate, that's kind of what I do. So if you're interested, we can holler. We can chat about it. So now while we were on the break, we got some calls and some people asked some questions, and I'm going to help kind of, before I get back into the 10 principles of success, the 10 ideals of success, I'm going to answer a few questions. So somebody called in and said, Daron, what is an iBuyer? That's a new catchphrase. You know, you guys might not have heard of it. iBuyer, the letter I and the word buyer. iBuyer. What's an iBuyer? Well, it's a new-ish thing. Here's what it is. An iBuyer, is a well-capitalized, meaning they got a lot of money, company that will electronically evaluate your house and make you an offer. Say, what? Yeah. An iBuyer could be a company you could live in California, and an iBuyer could be a company in Texas that looks at your home, that evaluates your home through a computer algorithm and makes you an instant offer to buy your home. Meaning they'll make you a cash offer from Texas instantly without coming out to see it, without anything. They'll just say, okay, we got the information on you. What's your address? How long have you been there? What's your loan amount? Okay, we'll make you an offer of X. Now, many times those iBuyers, they pay cash, they close fast, but there's a price to pay for somebody moving on your property instantly. They usually will offer you a discounted price. But hey, is that a good thing to get out quickly if you're in trouble? Yeah, an iBuyer might be the answer for you. You might have an opportunity to sell retail. You should talk to a really smart real estate agent. Hey, Marlon, Kevin, do you guys know any smart real estate agents? I know one. His name is Daron C. Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate. If you need some help, if you want to talk to me about your real estate issues, we've got an email address, and it is askdc, DC is in Daron Campbell, askdc@daroncampbell.com. Send me your real estate questions if it's like something personal, private. Look, we'll keep it discreet. I won't even put you on blast on the radio show. I won't even say, oh, man, they missed a payment. Guess who that is? No, I'll keep it private. We'll keep it simple, and we'll answer your questions. So an iBuyer is a company that will use the computer and technology and their algorithm to make you a cash offer on your house. So those are out there. There's more and more of those every day. So pay attention. Keep an eye out. Next, the second question was, what should you ask a real estate agent before hiring them, before letting them sell your home? Well, here's what I would do. I would say, first, is your name Daron Campbell? If the answer is no, keep walking. No, that's a joke. What you really should do is ask the real estate agent, number one, what is your area of expertise? Uh-oh, that's a tough one for some real estate agents because some of them don't have an area of expertise. So what you really want to do is, in my opinion, you want to hire a specialist. You want to hire somebody who knows what they're doing. Number two, I'd say, hey, how many years have you been doing this? Well, you know, how much do you know about this real estate thing? You know, there's a lot of people who got their real estate license in the last 6 months. They haven't closed any transactions. They don't know anything about anything. The real estate license is not that hard to get. So I want you to interview that agent carefully before you entrust your money and your largest asset with them, because it's a big responsibility. So I want you to think about and interview very carefully your real estate agent. You know what's funny? If you want to know exactly what you should ask a real estate agent before you hire them, why don't you shoot me an email? I have a book. I actually have written a book about what to ask a real estate agent before you hire them. How about that? And I'll give it to you Let me see. What are we going to charge him for it, Marlon? How about free 99? I'll give it to you for free. I'll give you the book for free. You're going to pay for the shipping, but I'll send you the book. I won't charge you a thing. How about that? Okay, that's a book that'll tell you what to ask your real estate agent before you choose one. I'll give you a list of questions. I'll give you a way to screen them out. How about that? So go to askdc@DaronCampbell.com, and I'll send you a free book. Man, I'm giving away stuff already. I already owe Speedy like $10,000 just for the show. So anyway, let's do that. That's a free book. I'm giving away stuff. But now let's get back into my ideals of success. There's 10 of them that I wrote, and I'm going to try to get through. We might only get through half of them today because, man, this time, Speedy said this time was going to go really fast. I could talk for like 10 hours. I only got 16 more minutes. Okay, here we go. Let's go to number 2 real fast. Number 1, and we'll just recap really fast. Number 1 was learn the power of your purpose. I want you to have a purpose. If you have a purpose in life, you wake up on a mission every day, okay? We went through that. Now let's go to number 2, self-confidence. Now, where does that come from? Oh my God, some people are like so afraid to step out and do anything because they don't have self-confidence. They lack self-confidence. Let me give you a secret. Let me give you a little secret. Self-confidence can be built, kind of like building a muscle in the gym. You know how? By doing small daily disciplines. Does that make any sense? Small daily disciplines are what lead to self-confidence. What do you mean, Daron? What are you talking about? What I mean is every day, set out what you plan to do and use your discipline to make sure you do it. You can start out with simple things like, I'm going to make my bed every day. People might think I'm crazy when I say that, but let me tell you something. Making your bed every day is one of the most empowering disciplines you can start your day with. Next, I suggest you exercise in the morning. What if your daily discipline was 30 minutes of exercise every morning? Now, that's a small thing you could do, but it has a really big cumulative effect on your physicality, on your mentality, and on your self-confidence eventually. How about that? That's where self-confidence comes from. You want to know another tip for your self-confidence? Do little things. This is from my mother. Do small things in a great way. If you're not doing great things, you're like, hey, Daron, I don't own a corporation. I don't have 50 employees. I'm just a regular person who goes to my job every day. How about trying this? Why don't you do small things in a great way? So whatever job you do, wherever you go to work every day, why don't you go there with the idea of being the best employee they ever had? How about that? That turns into things that give you self-confidence. When you're doing your job better than anybody else can do it, when you're not being lazy like the coworkers over there at the coffee machine half the day, when you're not falling asleep at your desk, when you're not surfing the internet when you know you should be working, when you're putting in the real effort, you'd be surprised at how that grows your self-confidence. And great things happen as a result of being self-confident. I'm telling you how to work the self-confidence muscle. Do small things in a great way. And one thing will lead to the next. And a small thing will lead to a bigger thing. And a bigger thing will lead to an even bigger thing. And one day, your self-confidence muscle will be huge. You will be the most self-confident person. You won't be afraid to take on any task. You won't be afraid to talk to any person. You won't be afraid to step out there and make things happen. Why? Because your self-confidence will be through the roof. And then you can do anything. And then you can do anything. And so eventually self-confidence gets you to the point where you have this willingness to do whatever it takes to do what you need to do. See, a lot of people shy away from things that might appear to be difficult because they're not confident in themselves. Well, you can't wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to start the next spectacular, great corporation. I'm going to be the next Bill Gates if you don't build on small things first. You see, you don't go from being somebody who's afraid to do anything in life to somebody who's like a captain of industry. You got to start with the little stuff. So whatever you're going to do today, why don't you set out today to do it better than you've ever done it before? You might be the cashier at McDonald's. Why don't you be the best cashier you've ever been today? And then And then you got to do it as if no one's watching. You got to just do it because you want to do it, because it's what you're made of. You don't want to turn it on when the manager's watching, turn it on when the boss is watching. Why don't you stay on all the time and watch your self-confidence grow? And guess what? Someone will notice even when you don't know they're noticing. Ooh, how about that? Someone will say, you know what? That Daron over there is sweeping that floor in the kitchen better than anybody ever swept that floor before. Why don't we move him up to French fries? And then before you know it, they're moving you up the ladder. But you see, too many of us want the gratification before we put in the work. Why don't you try the reverse for once? Why don't you be the exception? Why don't you put in the work better than anybody's ever done that job, and then, somebody wants to talk to me about getting promoted to French fries. Okay, we got a caller. Put him on, Brother Nick. This is Daron. Who am I talking to?
You talking to DJ out of that Vegas.
What's up, DJ? How are you?
All right, and yourself?
All right. What can I help you with?
I just want to, I might get long-winded, but if I'm getting too long-winded, just, stop me, let me know.
You got to keep it short. You can't tell no stories, bro. You got to keep it short. I'm down to, Speedy put me on the clock, bro. Come on, you got to do it fast.
I wanted to tell a story, but I'm going to try to make it short.
Okay, do it.
I know a real estate agent that's a friend of mine, and she posted a listing yesterday. And I seen it about an hour later. And as I went through the comments of the people that replied, everybody was like, "Oh, I need this," or "I need one of these," and "This is a good deal." And they was trying to sell her on talking to them about the deal, but not a single person asked about the terms. They didn't ask about the rent. It was a fourplex. They didn't ask about the rent. They didn't ask about anything. And people just jump into the real estate and they do not know. They don't know the terms. They don't know the conditions. They don't know what a cap rate is. They don't know what a ROI is. They don't know anything. They're just jumping into these situations. So I'm just asking, can you, explain to a lot of these folks? Because if you look at the comments, they ask basic, bare minimum questions. So a lot of them, they have to start off at real estate 101. They don't know anything. They don't know what to read it. They don't know what a good deal is. So people even asking, is it a good time right now to buy real estate? It's always a good time to buy real estate if you have the money, if you can afford it, if it's a cash flow investment. If it's a house that you just buy, you're going to live in it for 30 years and pay it off, it's not a good time. It's a bad idea to ever do it. So that's just my little 2 cents. I'm just wondering if you can, expound on that.
I would love to, and that's, very insightful wisdom you're dropping on us there. I appreciate you. And you're correct. I don't suggest that people be in the business of being on title to a piece of real estate. Real estate in and of itself, the wrong real estate purchase could bankrupt you. So you got to be careful with your real estate purchases. I don't believe in indiscriminate purchasing of real estate. Number one, don't ever buy a piece of real estate that you can't afford, and then you're just planning on reselling it for some huge profit. Because guess what? The real estate market is not one that you can perfectly time. So you need to buy, if you buy real estate, number one, you need to know why you're buying it, and you need to have the staying power of being able to afford that real estate, even if the economy isn't the greatest. Now, we see indications that the real estate market might be slowing down a little bit. Well, I'll tell you this, the greatest opportunities in real estate happen when the market is a little bit unsure of itself, when the market might be pulling back. That's actually where the most money is made. That's where the biggest fortunes are made, when real estate goes on sale. But if you buy it wrong, and if you only bought it to speculate, meaning you bought it hoping that it was going to go up tomorrow and then you're going to sell it and make a fast profit, you could get caught with your proverbial pants down and lose everything, because real estate is not something you can time perfectly. So you're right, my friend. When you buy a piece of real estate, the right questions to ask are, hey, it's a fourplex, you said. So what are the current rents? And if I can only put down 10% and the mortgage is going to be 90% of that price, do these 4 rents cover that mortgage plus taxes, insurance, maintenance, repairs, etc.? So, you gotta do the math before you jump in. So somebody might say to you, hey, you can buy this piece of property with zero down. But what if that zero down property is negative $4,000 a month? Bad move, right? Real estate is here to help you prosper. You need to buy real estate to grow. That takes some intelligence. That takes some evaluation. Hey, look, you know what I'm willing to do? Speedy said, don't do this, man. Daron, you should charge for everything. No, I'm going to give you some free advice. If you got a question, if you got a real estate deal you want me to look at, email it to us at askdc@DaronCampbell.com. I'll take a look at your deal for you and just give you a quick opinion. Hey, look, I'm no lawyer and I'm no accountant. So all I can give you is my humble opinion about what I think you're looking at. So my man, it's JD. Is that what it is? DJ. My man DJ, if you want me to take a peek at that property for you, email it to me and I'll tell you, I'll give you my opinion. How about that? For free. What? Free 99. That's my favorite price. So listen, that's the idea. Be very careful because real estate is serious business and you could wipe yourself out if you make a bad, impetuous, uninformed decision. All right. Thanks for your call, my brother DJ. All right, next. Let's see. Somebody named OG Sleepy Loke 2. Wow, that's a long name, brother. OG Sleepy Loke 2. I'm just going to call you Loke. No, let's call you OG. No, I'm going to call you Sleepy. Okay, Sleepy, you said, is this a good time to buy real estate? Well, look, Sleepy, it's an excellent time to buy real estate if you buy it correctly. So what's happening in the real estate market? Some markets are pulling back. Some markets are softening. Some people are in trouble with their real estate. So it's a good time to buy real estate if you buy real estate correctly. So you could buy real estate today at a serious discount if you buy it correctly. Okay, I'm going to let you guys in on a little saying, a little secret. The best opportunities in real estate are related to the 4 Ds, the letter D. The 4 Ds. You want to know what the 4 Ds are? All right, get ready. Get your pen out. Here we go. The 4 Ds. They are distress. That means foreclosures. That means people in bankruptcy. Number 2 is divorce. 50% of the marriages end in divorce, and about 80% of the time they have to sell the assets that they own in that, so you get a discounted opportunity. Number 3, dissolution of partnerships. That means partnerships, they dissolve every day, and when they dissolve, they got to sell all their real estate, so they tend to sell at a discount. And what is the 4th D? Wait, what did I cover already? I said divorce. Oh, and the big one. Here's the big one, because it's one you can't avoid. It's death. So the 4 Ds are distress, divorce, dissolution of partnership, and death. Why is death a good thing, Daron? Well, people die every day, but when they die, their properties have to be sold, and probate sales are one of the best places to get discounted real estate. So when you're looking for real estate and you see one of the 4 Ds happening, there might be an opportunity for you to get a discount. Oh, the 4 Ds add to another D, a discount. So death, divorce, distress, and dissolution of partnerships. Those are the most motivated sellers on planet Earth. You want to buy a deal? You want to get a deal? Buy a house in one of those situations. You see, I don't buy real estate, people. I buy situations. What do you buy, Daron? Situations? Situations. The 4 Ds are situations that prompt people to sell real estate for less than the retail price. You make money when you buy, ladies and gentlemen. You make money when you buy. The money is made in real estate when you buy correctly. If you buy right, you make money. So, OG Sleepy Loke, it's a good time to buy real estate if you can buy it at a discount. That's my answer, my brother. If you got a specific deal you want me to check out, email me at askdc@DaronCampbell.com, or you could call in 747-888-3082. I'm Daron C. Campbell. I'm the hardest working man in real estate. I'm your real estate mentor, and I'm right here inside of Rollout Show Studios. Rolloutshow.com is where you can listen from 11-ish until 3-ish, and you'll be cracking up all afternoon. They are crazy on that show. I watch it just to laugh while I'm hustling real estate deals. So check it out. But today, right now, we're talking about the 10 ideals of success. These are the things that I think will help elevate your game, will help push you towards success, will help you grow And so if you incorporate a few of these into your life, you might see some good things happening. So we're on to number 3. Number 1 was the power of purpose. Number 2 was self-confidence. Number 3, ladies and gentlemen, you might see it a little bit if you hang out with me. It's called enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is huge in life. You ever see one of those people just walking around kind of blasé, just drifting? Maybe they fired one up this morning. I don't know how they get so mellow, but the fact is some folks are just floating, just doo-dee-doo. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever will be, will be. Those folks, you got a friend like that? Get away from them quick. I need some enthusiasm. Listen, enthusiasm is contagious. Enthusiasm it's the thing that inspires other people to feel good. It's the thing that draws people toward you. Enthusiasm is a magnet. I'll tell you guys this. A lot of people say, Daron, how'd you sell $4 billion worth of real estate? Daron, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? I'll tell you this. Here's a secret. My enthusiasm has done more for me than all of my education. Whoa. Uh-oh. No offense to UCLA and Dorsey and St. Helena of the Cross in Chicago, but I'm here to tell you, enthusiasm has gotten me more than any education ever did. People like enthusiasm, and they want to be around people who are enthusiastic, and they want to deal with people who are enthusiastic, and they want to do business with people who are enthusiastic. Now, the question is, are you enthusiastic, or are you just one of those whatever will be people? Come on. Think about it. If you go to your job with a little bit more enthusiasm, your boss is probably going to notice, wow, either Marlon did a little coke this morning or he's being enthusiastic. He's feeling good. The fact is, enthusiasm works. It gets you noticed. It gets you promoted. People love enthusiastic people. So if you want to make an impression, bring a little enthusiasm to the table. If you want to sell something, be an enthusiastic salesperson. If you want to grow, be enthusiastic. You know what? If I had been a guest on Speedy's show and been like, yeah, I do real estate. Bought a house once, sold a couple. Speedy would have been like, get that imp out of here. That fool is dry as a piece of burnt toast, right? But instead, I brought some enthusiasm. He's like, who's this fool bouncing off the wall talking about real estate, $4 billion, sell some stuff every day. Let's go. He was like, let's put this dude on air. Guess what that was, ladies and gentlemen? That was enthusiasm at work. Look, I'm about to have 1 million listeners because of Speedy. The enthusiasm got me here. How about that? Now, why don't you just go today and incorporate a little more enthusiasm into whatever it is you're doing and watch the magic happen. How about that? All right, let's move on to number 4. Number 4, expertise is number 4. Now, people say, expertise, man, what? I don't have a degree. I'm no expert at anything. Ladies and gentlemen, you can become an expert at anything you like. But my suggestion is become an expert in the realm you already live in. Now, what does that mean, Daron? Well, look. If you become an expert at whatever it is you're doing, it just reflects the fact that you are doing the best. You're excelling at the highest level inside of whatever it is you're doing. If somebody gave you the assignment of typing a memo, you're somebody's administrative assistant, you're typing a memo. Why don't you type the best memo you ever typed? Why don't you make sure it's mistake-free? Why don't you make sure it's perfect? Why don't you make sure that your boss goes, wow, that is the best memo I've ever seen typed. It's perfect. It means settling for nothing less than an outstanding performance. Settle for nothing less than an outstanding performance from yourself. Do the best you could possibly do in your communication, in your organization. That's what leads to excellence. And that's called being an expert, ladies and gentlemen. So whatever it is you do, do it at the highest level. Let's jump to number 5. Hey, I'm going past the 10 o'clock hour because Speedy said I could. Or maybe he didn't say I could, and I'm doing it anyway. I'm hijacking the station. Look out. I own this joint now. Hey, Speedy, I bought the station for no money down. How about that? It's the Daron Campbell Show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. All right, we're going past 10 o'clock. I'm going to keep rolling. So I'm going to get through these 10, and then I'll get off the air. But not until then. Marlon, lock the door. Don't let Speedy in. I'm locking him out. I just hijacked the station. Okay, Next, number 5, preparation, ladies and gentlemen, preparation. How many of us just show up and wing it? How many of us just show up and wing it? Come on, you know who I'm talking to. You know who I'm talking to. My motto for you today is be prepared. Be prepared. Prepare yourself the night before the interview. Prepare yourself the night before the big job review. Prepare yourself the night before you go out on that sales call. Get ready. Get ready. Everything you do should be a result of being prepared, and then you'll learn that it is preparing you for something that's coming. If you do everything in a way where preparation is the optimal idea, you'll find that you're also being prepared for something else. It's kind of a crazy philosophy, but it works. So if you prepare yourself for success, then you're always going to be ready for what's coming. You see, this is something I wrote down while I was driving at 90 miles an hour and Kevin was snoring. We were coming back from San Diego this morning. I said, life, I borrowed this from somebody. I can't remember who. I just remember it. And it's, life doesn't waste success on the unprepared. Ooh, that's heavy. That's heavy. Life doesn't waste success on the unprepared. And then I'll tell you something my mother used to always say. Success comes at that place in the road where preparation and opportunity meet. Preparation and opportunity. If you're not prepared, that golden opportunity is going to go speeding right past your front door and you ain't ready for it. Guess what? Your opportunity went right by you. How many of those are you going to get in your lifetime? Don't know. You might never get another one. So if you're prepared, then opportunity will not pass you by. Whoa, that's heavy, Daron. You're dropping some wisdom on us today. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. See, good ideas don't come to you because you need them. See, you need a good idea. I know who I'm talking to. You need a good idea, right? Well, good ideas don't come to you because you need them. Good ideas come to you because you seek them. If you're looking for a good idea, you'll find one. If you prepare yourself to be ready for that good idea, it'll stop at your front door. But if you're just sitting around going, I want, but you ain't prepared for nothing, guess what you're going to get? Nothing. If you're not ready, you can't have it. Life won't give it to you, but you get yourself ready, and guess what? Life will serve you up all kinds of opportunities that you never could have predicted. Hey, 32 days ago, I could have never predicted I'd be sitting here in this studio, locking the door, taking over Speedy's joint. This is my place now. 30 days ago, I didn't even know this place existed. Now I own the joint. 0 down, baby. It's the Daron Campbell Hour. This is the Road to a Million show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm inside of the rolloutshow.com studios. If you want to talk to me, you want to talk a little trash, or you want me to unlock the door for Speedy, call me 747-888-3082. 747-888-3082. All right. I'm going to just get to number 10, and then, because I just hijacked the station, I'm over my time, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep rolling. Number 6, self-reliance. What does that mean, Daron? That means stop blaming everybody. Stop blaming, Marlon, check that out right there. Stop blaming the man. Stop blaming Speedy. Listen, whatever situation you're in is because you helped create that situation. You allowed it to happen. The man didn't do it to you. Your parents didn't do it to you. You can change any situation that you find yourself in. You can set the table in any manner you choose, but everything you got and everywhere you are is a product of some decisions that you have made. Self-reliance should be at the top of the list. Take ownership of your own crap, ladies and gentlemen. Take ownership of your own life. Take some ownership, because we're real good at pointing the finger. He didn't give me this, and nobody told me that. And nobody handed me a pot of gold. And I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. And mommy and daddy didn't hand me no money. I didn't inherit anything. Nobody left me a farm. Nobody paid my way. I didn't get any free tuition. I didn't win a scholarship. All of that's on you, ladies and gentlemen. Who are you blaming? Who are you blaming? Stop blaming everyone else. Look in the mirror and say, that's the person responsible for my future, and take control of it. Take control of it. Because if you don't, somebody else is going to redirect you in the manner they see fit. Now, think about that. And I got another one in the self-reliance department. It's a secret. You ready? No one's coming to bail you out. No one's coming to save you. I don't know what you're waiting for. No one's coming to get you. No one's coming to pay your way. You need to do it yourself. You need to take ownership. You need to own this thing, ladies and gentlemen. Self-reliance, that's a big one, okay? You should have the motto. You should paint this on your wall. If it is to be, it's up to me. You should say that to yourself every day. If it's going to happen, I got to make it happen. If it is to be, it's up to me. Don't be blaming Speedy for your problems. All right, number 7, image. Let's talk about image. What is the image people have of you? Think about that. What do other people think? If you were a fly on the wall and 10 of your best friends and family were talking about you and you weren't there, what would they be saying right now? What would they be saying? If I went to somebody that you've known for the last 10 years and you weren't around and I said, tell me all about them, what would they say? Would they have something good to say? Would they have something great to say? Or would they have something a little bit derogatory to say? Think about it. Image makes a difference. What do people think of you? And then here's a big one. What do you think of yourself? What is your image of you? Image matters. Image matters. So I want you to think about that. And you know what? It's not too late to change your image. How about that? Whoa, that's heavy. That's heavy. All right, let's go to number 8. I'm powering through this list because I want to give you all 10 of these principles. Is that okay? People say thumbs up. If you like what you're hearing, like us. Like us a lot. Like us a lot. I mean, I don't think there's a rule against you liking me like 20 times over and over again. Just do it. I promise Speedy some thumbs up all over the place. So like us a lot. All right. Next up. That we did number 7. We just did image. Now let's do character. Number 8 is character. Are you a person of high character? Think about that. Are you a person of integrity? Are you a person of principles? A lot of people feel like it's their right because they weren't born with $10 million in the bank. They think it's their right to not be principled, or it's their right to not have character, or it's their right to not be honest. And I just don't think that's the case. I think it's the opposite. I think that those attributes are what gets you down the road a little further, that get you more opportunities, that get you things you might not have otherwise gotten. So why don't you try to reverse the trend? Instead of being mad at the world because of what you weren't given, why don't you be good to the world and see what it'll give you? Ooh, man, that was almost poetic. I just came up with that right off the cuff. How about that, Nick? This brother's a poet and he don't know it. Look out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. Number 9. Now, number 9 is not to be confused with number 6. We talked about self-reliance at number 6. Number 9 is self-discipline. Oh boy. We suffer from a self-discipline epidemic out there. I think there's a lack of self-discipline epidemic. I think so many people don't have self-discipline, and it costs us a lot. It costs you a lot in your life if you don't have self-discipline. If you don't do what you know you need to do, you're showing a lack of self-discipline. If you said to yourself, I am going to stop eating sugary desserts because I'm 72 pounds overweight, but you go, the first piece of cake that's put in your face, you gobble it up like it's nobody's business. Well, then you're lacking self-discipline. If you promise yourself you're going to work out 3 times a week, and instead you roll over and hit the snooze button, you're lacking some self-discipline. And if you know you're supposed to be at your radio show by 9 o'clock and you show up at 9:03, you lack some self-discipline. You need to leave a little earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, self-discipline. Oh, I heard this saying once that was really powerful. It said, discipline is the tool of the wealthy. Think about that. Discipline is the tool of the wealthy. They are disciplined in what they do, and that's why they win. They don't win. They're not disciplined because they win. They win because they're disciplined. Do you get it? Okay, I'll give you a great example. Great example. Mark Wahlberg, wildly successful producer, actor, director, right? Business owner, right? That guy he could have 10 cooks, he could sleep in till noon, and he'd still make $50 million a year. Guess what he does? He wakes up at 3:30 in the stinking morning. When is he in the gym? 4:30 in the morning. What does he eat? A perfectly regimented diet. When does he go to bed? Exactly at 8:30 in the evening. The point is, that's his decision, that's his choice, but he does it with absolute discipline. Now, do you think he's disciplined because he's successful? Or do you think he's successful because he's disciplined? Think about it. Think about it, people. If you did a little survey and you looked at 50 uber successful, wealthy people, what I think you'd find is that they tend to be wildly disciplined in their behaviors, in their habits, in their practices. They don't damage their bodies. They don't damage their brains. They don't tend to damage themselves with foolishness. They tend to be disciplined. Now, of course, there's exceptions. Look, I'm not here to argue with you about there's some foolishness out there, but I'm just telling you, by and large, if you surveyed 100 uber successful people, 80 or 85 of them you'd find were super disciplined, and that's why they tend to keep their successful status and not lose it. All right? Enough about that. I'm preaching, but I ain't preaching. You know what I mean? All right. Number 10, and we can wrap on number 10. The power of extraordinary performance. Now what does that mean? Well, listen. A lot of us sit around talking about how we want extraordinary wealth, or we want extraordinary health, or we want extraordinary experiences. But the question is, are you willing to do extraordinary things to accomplish these goals? Are you willing to put yourself out there and do something extraordinary to have something extraordinary? You see, a lot of us want the brass ring, but we don't want to do any work for it. A lot of us want to be rich and wealthy, but a lot of us don't want to work for it. You know, Steve Jobs, by the time he passed away, he was 4th or 5th wealthiest man on the planet. People go, man, I want that kind of money. I want that kind of lifestyle. Well, that man was willing to work 20 hours a day. Wait, some days he just didn't go home. He worked 24 hours. He worked around the clock. He was there before the employees showed up, and he stayed after they left. Are you willing to do that? He might have been worth $50 billion by the end of his run. Are you willing to do that? Think about it. Are you willing to do something extraordinary to have something extraordinary? Think about it. Think about it. If you're not, then here we go. Okay. Oh, I'm getting lots of calls. I'm getting lots of questions. I'm going to take, I went through all, was that number 10? That was number 10. We went through all 10 of my principles, my ideals for success. Look, I got lots more of those. We'll do more as we do more shows, but I got more questions. So check this out. Let's see. Elmore. Hey, at Elmore, I like the way you call in. This is the second day of my show, and you were all over the last show. I already got a new faithful listener. All right. Elmore says, can you explain points? Okay, points. Points, okay, the equivalent of a point is a percent. So 1 point is 1%, Elmore. So if a lender says, I'm going to loan you $100,000 to buy that house, and my fee is 1 point, that means they're charging you 1% of that loan amount in order to originate that loan for you. So they're charging you 1% of $100,000. So they're charging you $1,000 in fees or points to generate that loan for you. Does that make sense? So a point is the same as a percentage. 1 point, 1%. 2 points, 2%. 5 points, 5%. And listen, loans come in so many shapes and sizes that I've seen people pay no points for a loan, and I've seen them pay 5 points for a loan. It just depends on your situation and what you're buying or what you're financing. Does that cover you, Elmore? All right. Next, my man, Go Young DJ. Is this the same young DJ? Is this DJ who was calling from Vegas or a different person? We got a lot of DJs out there. So Go Young DJ, at Go Young DJ is saying, Can you explain how to keep your property out of probate? Okay. Well, let's see. If it's your property and it's in probate, then you're dead. So you got nothing to worry about. But secondly, okay, Go Young DJ, I had a little fun at your expense. But now, if you are the person inheriting the property and it has to go to probate, well, here's the thing. Probate can be avoided if a person has a clearly defined will or trust, and that trust and the trustees and the beneficiaries are clearly delineated and there's no issues. Many times, if a trust is set up properly, you can avoid probate. But probate is usually something that it's kind of like this holding period after a person passes away and there are heirs to the property, but those heirs and the way that property gets transferred has to be court approved. Now that's kind of a simplistic answer to you, Go Young DJ. So you should always consult a probate attorney or someone of that nature who specializes in this kind of stuff. And certainly I don't specialize in it. However, typically preparing ahead of time avoids a lot of things like probate. So if the trust is clearly delineated and who the trustee is and who the beneficiaries are, if the property's put in a trust, you can avoid probate. If someone has a will, then typically the will gets executed through a probate process. But the way a lot of people, particularly wealthy people, avoid probate is they properly prepare a trust ahead of time. And so those of you, a lot of us have parents who own property and aunts and uncles who own property. And I sell a lot of property for people in probate situations. And the fact is, the best thing you can do is get all of this stuff straight with a probate attorney while the person is alive and of sound mind and body. What does that mean? Don't wait till they're on their deathbed, because then you got all kinds of problems, because people say, well, wait a minute, they were in no condition to sign that document, or they were in no condition to think properly about who they wanted to have that property. So while your parents are coherent and clear and active, and you know that you're going to be the heir, and you know that you and your brother and your sister are going to inherit the property, go sit down with a probate attorney and a trust attorney and get your parents to put that property in a trust and name you as the beneficiaries now. Don't wait. Don't wait till they're in hospice care. Don't wait till they're on their deathbed. Don't wait till they can't hold a pen and sign a piece of paper. It's a bad idea, you guys. Nothing but trouble comes when we wait too late to set up the estate. Ooh, there's another poetry move. Don't wait too late to set up the estate. Marlon's going to put these tag lines and we're going to put them all over Speedy's studio. I told you I took over the studio. This is my joint now. This is Daron Campbell. This is the Road to a Million show. I'm inside of Speedy's studio, although the door's locked. And this is where the Rollout Show happens. Rolloutshow.com happens here every day, 11 to 3. The phone number here is 747-888-3082. And we're just having a good time. We're learning some stuff. Let's see. We got another question here. Let's see. In my own. Okay, I'm not sure what that says. Purchasing. This is at King in My Own Mind. You guys got some cool names. I got to come up with something. I'm just Daron Campbell. So this is at King in My Own Mind. You're the king in your own mind. I wonder what that kingdom looks like. Anyway, I'm just going to keep it moving. Is purchasing HUD homes or foreclosures harder than buying from individual sellers? Is purchasing HUD homes or foreclosures harder than buying from individual sellers? Well, harder. Let's see. If you're buying homes from HUD or from foreclosure, that means you're buying from an institution. HUD is the Department of Housing and Urban Development, so that's the federal government. And foreclosures are usually owned by the bank or a lender, somebody who loaned the property, gave a loan to the person who had the property, and that person couldn't pay for it, so they repossessed it. So foreclosure is another word for repossession, a repo home. Now, the question is that harder than buying from individual sellers? Well, it's not necessarily harder. It's just that the process is a little different. For HUD, you typically have to send in an offer, and then they take a period of time to evaluate all offers. And many times you have to buy that property as is, where is, meaning you got to buy it the way it sits and take it or leave it. You kind of make your decision and figure it out. Sometimes you don't get to inspect that property. Sometimes you don't get to dissect that property. Sometimes you don't get to negotiate for that property. So there's a process. And in foreclosures, that you got to deal with the bank, and then usually there's an asset manager who's in charge of making that sale. So that asset manager might say, I'm going to offer the property up for sale on the 1st of the month. I'm going to make a decision by the 15th of the month, and I'm going to choose a buyer. And you tend to have to buy that property as is, where is, meaning you don't get to make a whole lot of changes and discussion about how you want to buy it, and you might not get a chance to inspect it. And even if you do get a chance to inspect it, you might not be able to go back to the bank and say, hey, that water heater doesn't work. I want you to fix it. Because you know what? The bank usually doesn't care. They would say, buy it and take it the way it is, or don't. And that's kind of how the process could be more, a little bit more onerous, a little bit more, take it as is kind of a situation, King. And on individual sellers, for an individual seller, you get to go in and get into a contract or an escrow, and then you typically get to inspect that property. And then if there are things wrong with that property, you can go back to that seller and say, hey, I like it, I'll buy it if you fix the broken window, or if you replace the air conditioner that doesn't work, or if you give me a credit for the roof that has a big hole in it, and that kind of thing. So from an individual seller, you can go back and typically negotiate for things that are legitimate negotiations. Many times with HUD and with foreclosures, which are owned by banks usually, you don't get a lot of negotiating power necessarily. That's how the process could be different. So I hope I answered your question thoroughly, King, in my own mind. But if not, you can email me at askdc@DaronCampbell.com, and we'll answer your question more thoroughly. And again, if there's a property that you want us to evaluate, send it to us. We'll check it out. Send it to askdc@DaronCampbell.com, and we'll answer your questions. All right. So let's see. Javier Coffee asks, can I buy a foreclosed house with average credit? Well, sure you can. There are lenders who will lend money to people with average credit. They typically just charge you a little bit more interest and maybe a few more points. So there are lenders who will lend money to people with terrible credit. If you have the right amount of down payment, if you have the ability, the capacity to pay. So I contend that most people can get a loan. You just have to bring something to the table. Remember I talked about that? You got to either bring credit to the table, or you got to bring cash to the table, or, the fact is you got to have something. There's usually no deal where you got no money, you got no credit, you got no job. If you got nothing, then I probably can't help you buy a piece of real estate. But if you're bringing something to the table, if you got a good down payment, but you don't have great credit, we can figure that out. If you got great credit and not so much down payment, we can figure that out. If you got a really good job and you make really, really good money, we can figure that out. I can help you get into real estate in any of those scenarios. But if you that brother who's got no job, no money, and no credit, I can't help you. I can't help you out if you got nothing. You get yourself together and get something, to bring something to the table, and we can go to the bank or we can go to the seller and we can say, hey, here's what we have. What kind of deal can we work out? I've seen situations where somebody didn't have a down payment and the seller wanted to do the sale quickly, and the buyer said, look, I got a great job. I make this much money a month, so I can afford the payment. Mr. Seller, will you carry the loan for me? And the seller plays the banker. The seller plays banker and carries the loan. You can actually buy property like that. I'll tell you a secret. I bought my first 2 apartment buildings with no bank financing. Why? I convinced the seller to carry the loans. What? Yes, I convinced the seller to carry the financing on apartment buildings. 2 apartment buildings they sold me. He wanted to hurry up and sell and move out of the country. I don't know what he was running from, but we won't even get into that. But the fact is, he said, okay, I said I could buy them, but I don't have much down and I need you to carry the loans. He's like, okay, I'll do it. And he carried the loans, and I bought 2 apartment buildings. Can you believe that? Anyway, I went on to sell them for quite a bit more than I bought them. So the opportunity is there. We can help you figure it out. You should just check us out. You should listen to this show on a regular basis. I'll be here Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 to 10. Sometimes I lock the door and I keep Speedy out of here, and I can go overtime like I'm doing right now. And but listen, this is the Road to a Million show, and we're at roadtoamillionshow.com. That's roadtoamillionshow.com. And I'm inside of Rollout Studios, where rolloutshow.com is. This is where the Rollout Show happens with Speedy and friends. So you should check him out. He'll be on from 11 to 3. You can call in. You can talk to me, 747-888-3082. That's 747-888-3082. I think I went through all 10 of my ideals for success. I think I answered most of the questions that I was given. I think we're about to button this thing up, ladies and gentlemen. I've been having a good time. I hope you guys like this show. If you really like it, share it. If you really like it, like it. Give me some thumbs up. If you really like it, help us get to 1 million listeners so Speedy won't feel like he wasted his time giving me some time in his studio. Let's grow this thing, really. On a serious note, I'm really trying to help educate some folks. I'm really trying to make this real estate and financial knowledge for the people. You know what I'm talking about? For the people. Like sometimes we weren't taught, financial wherewithal. Some of us weren't taught how to balance a checkbook. Some of us weren't taught what points are. Some of us weren't taught how interest rates work. So I'm here to try to help you bridge the gap. Maybe I could do that for you. What do you think? I don't know, but that's my plan. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Daron C. Campbell. I'm the hardest working man in real estate. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. I will see all of you at the top. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day.